Beautiful evening from Westnile TV, lighting up the region this beautiful Saturday. It is the 4th of November, the first Saturday of the month, and you're most welcome. This is the Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian. Every Saturdays, don't forget, from 8 to 10 p.m. and our repeats run every Thursday. I hope you're having a very lovely evening wherever you are, taking a cup of coffee or maybe a cup of milk, something. Some of you already on bottles. I know the excitement here in Arua. A lot of people are preparing to go to Erie Park Beach for the Capital FM something, and that is it. A lot of people are enjoying different things right now, but thank you for staying with us here on Westnile TV. Don't forget, we do stream live every on our Facebook and our YouTube channels, where you can interact with us. You can like, subscribe, and leave a comment on our daily topics of discussion. Thank you for joining us on yet another interesting topic of discussion. Today we do value your feedback. That's why we want you to interact with us on our socials, so that we also get to know what you think. And today we are on a very interesting topic. Like I already said earlier on, we are looking at one thing that most people don't want to discuss about, or they are always debating on. It's a topic that is always being debated. People are saying this and that. Different people have different views and different opinions about it, and that is the famous feminism. I know some people don't like to discuss that, but I should say most of us are proud to be feminists. I don't know what it takes for someone to be a feminist, but that is it. When people talk about feminism, what comes into people's mind is these are people who hate men, these are women who don't like men, these are women who don't want to get married, women who want to disrupt the social system. But these definitions vary from person to person, so we look at different perspectives from different angles. Some people say feminism is a social approach, an approach that looks at a socio-economic and political empowerment of women, where we want to see equal rights. And some people say it's where we want to see all sexes, gender are respected, their opinions, especially women. And there's also a question of whether feminists are only women or men. Men can also be feminists. Unknowingly, some of you are feminists, by the way, so we'll get to check that. By the end of this discussion, you'll be able to tell whether you're a feminist or not, whether it's a good or a bad movement. We'll also look at that. Feminism has changed throughout the years. It's a movement that started back in the 90s and 70s, where we see people like she's called the mother of feminism. She's called Gloria Steinem. Oh, pardon me for calling her the other name that way, but pardon me. She's called Gloria, called the mother of feminism. And in the years, we've looked at how women have stood up for the rights of women, voting, voting rights and all that. That's where the play of a liberal, radical, and global feminism comes in. So we'll look at this from different angles, so that you get to understand, because there are a lot of misconceptions regarding this feminism thing. I want to say, by the end of this discussion, you change your mind, I bet on it. And in the studio today, we have two guests, of course, a gentleman and a beautiful lady here. Oh, sorry, he's also a handsome gentleman. By the way, without wasting time, let's get to know our guests for tonight, so that we go into this topic of discussion. You're most welcome, starting with a beautiful lady here. Please introduce yourself to our viewer. You're most welcome here.
Thank you. My dear listeners, good evening, everyone. I'm Sophie. I'm a records officer by profession and a dentist by practice. So I've got general dentist. Happy to be here today.
Okay, thank you so much, Sophie. You're most welcome to Westnile TV, especially here on the Real Talk. She's a dentist. I don't know how many of you visit the dentist in a month or in a year, but I may want to see her one time. So here she is. And on my left here, we have a gentleman. You're most welcome to Westnile TV, please.
Thank you. My name is Idarus Pajobo, and I'm a journalist. I work with Radio Patches, I'm an anchor, reporter, and I write for the website. I also do my own blogging, meaning I'm a blogger, I'm a multimedia journalist. I must say an award-winning journalist also, so that's all about me.
Okay, you are most welcome. He is Pajubo, like you already said. I know most of you are well acquainted with the name PJ. You know, back then he's a debate guru. By the way, he's so much all that stuff. So you must have heard his name somewhere. And he's also a journalist, an award-winning journalist. So it's a pleasure to have you here. He has written, you know, he does articles, and I believe some have been on feminism and a lot of that.
A lot actually.
So going straight into our topic of today, Sophia, what comes into your mind when when someone talks about feminism?
Yeah. Okay. To me, feminism is all about genders, the men having equal rights and opportunities in the community.
Okay, male. Okay, she puts it in a very simple way where the different gender, male and female, have equal opportunities in the community. But what comes to mind when you hear the word feminism?
The word feminism. The world has different definitions about the word feminism, and people have controversial understandings of this particular word feminism. It cuts a little, sometimes deep. It cuts a little, sometimes deeper in the hearts of many. But to me, feminism is the desire someone holds to emancipate women, to give women an upper hand, to bring equal opportunities between the male and the female. So feminism stands basically to give rights to the women, to have allow me say upper hand, and I'll explain that later. In the world of today, and that can be in social development, economic development, that can be in education, that can be in health, and very many other different things. So when you talk about feminism, it goes back to giving women that power to stand out in the community. Yeah.
Okay, giving women the power to stand out in the community, empowering women, giving women equal rights, the social, political, and in the economic realm to shine, because this comes way from a very long history back then when women were not allowed to vote, allowed to do certain activities. Women were virtually just constrained to being housewives at home and doing nothing. So they're like, you know what, we can do this, we can stand up for ourselves, we can do, women can vote, women have a voice and all that. So we've seen how feminism has changed over the years. But before we delve into that, who are some of the feminists that have stood out for you in this year, let's say the 21st century?
Okay. To me, the ladies who have stood out for the feminist ladies who have stood out for us women. One I know is Oprah Winfrey, and then Miss Barack Obama, Michelle.
So
That's why those two I know very well. They have stood for rights of ladies, education, in the health sector, and like in every aspect of life. Like for ladies, as long as it's a lady all fighting for the rights of women, they always stood up and they always keep it the way they say. They don't move into any other angle, but they always try their best to fight for the women. That's why, at least nowadays, the women have a voice in the community. As you say, they can vote. They even have rights. Like a woman can be head of a family now, though it wasn't.
we have female CEOs.
CEOs. We have a lot of ladies who are doing a lot of great things in our communities, even within our surroundings.
So yeah, for her, Michelle Obama, our first lady, stands out, and Oprah Winfrey. These are names that we've heard. Growing up, we've been hearing these names, and thanks to particularly these black women, I would love to say, who have stood up for the rights of women. I say globally, and thanks to them, we are here on the screen. Because before this, women could not appear before the screen or express themselves, pursue different careers, and all that. PJ, who in particular would you like point out as a feminist who has won your heart?
A feminist who has won my heart. Is there any? Let me check my.
There should be.
I mean, the topic to me, feminism, is a tricky one, and asked me to mention someone at least who has stood out. I want to bring it back home. Let's come to Uganda, and I'm giving it this way because I do understand from my own perspective what feminism is, and to me these are people who have stood out to add an impact in the society, and according to me that's what we're looking for in feminists, right?
Yes.
So I want to say the first person in my head is the former Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kateka, because she stood and real controlled the Parliament, and that's one thing I look at, because she was a strong woman who stood and corrected men, who stood and directed the country, who stood and defended the law. Yeah, we have a lot of business women in the country today. These are women who have built hotels, Anhop, Letsuba, in Arua here. Let's bring it back home. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, she has employed a lot of people, and that's what I'm looking for in feminism. You get? Explaining on later on. We have a lot of people. I call her Lillian, Ribbons. She has employed people. She's a woman who stands on her own. She's bought cars for herself. She has a stabilized family. She is with her man, respects her man. Yeah. A number of them, a lot in the streets today, even those who sell in the streets and are able to pay their children to school. Feminists. So there is a quotation somewhere there that we need to unlock later on in the discussions. So to me, these are people who have stood out. Women who are able to stand, defend their family, women who are able to stand, employ people in the country, women who are able to stand and build up our country. And to me, those are the women who have stood out. If I didn't mention your name, kudos to you as long as you do that.
Okay, interesting. So he takes it in the economic bit of it, women who have stood out in that sector. He referred to them as Sophia, what is your definition of a feminist? What are those characteristics, the features that you see that qualify someone as a feminist?
Okay. To me, the characteristics of a feminist. One, they're always confident and bold enough because you stand on what you say, right? There is a saying that do what I say, but don't. Yeah, and there are people who take it like in the other opposite way. But for a feminist, you have to do what you say, like you're going to do for the community, especially the women. I know as women, we know ourselves very well. Like, let me say, I come into the community and I'm like, okay, I need a group of women to come up with a project to help themselves. Like the women, we know most as they are single mothers, they fight for themselves. You see mothers waking up very early in the morning to go and at least get something for their kids to eat. And if you come to these people and you say, okay, I'm going to do for you A, B, C, D, and then you go and do something else, F, Z, U, it then turns into something else. Like you can't be that woman they look up to. Right now we're all fighting like to be the woman someone looks up to. And when they hear of that, they be like, that is the woman we want. And whatever you say, you have to do it. And then also honesty. You have to be honest to yourself. And before going out to the community, you first have to start with yourself. Yeah. How are you? How do you present yourself? Like, how am I going to present myself like to the mothers?
Okay.
Yeah, and also how you present yourself to them. So there's a lot of pictures.
Even to your man, right?
to your man. I think we're coming to
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
I know we we all young lady who was a teenager and then I think called Yusuf something Malala. That's her famous name. You know, she's one of the feminists that have stood up because at her tender age she was able to advocate for girls to have access to education. I mean education. Someone talking on behalf of girls because that is something that in her country, India, I think it's something that girls were deprived of, and she was bold enough to talk about it. So she was a very good example of a feminist in our time. Or should I say in our time, in the 21st century. So looking at the different forms of feminism, I know feminism has evolved over time, but let's talk about the radical feminists. I mean, these are people who believe that inequality has inequality has come about because of power. This patriarchal system.
Patriarchal system.
Especially, let's look at that in the African traditional society where women were not allowed to have a voice. For example, people are having meeting and you don't voice out your opinions. You just sit and watch. As women, you don't do some things. It is strictly considered for men. So what is your own thought about that?
That brings us back to the old days when, like literally, men were chauvinistic in nature and over everything literally. A woman had no say. A woman was supposed to sit down, and sometimes it reached to an extreme where when a man is eating, a woman is not supposed to eat. She is supposed to wait for the man to finish the food, then she eats. And it came with its own issues. So let's drive back in history. Let's go back in the old days. What was the ATS like? What was the Africa that has evolved today? What was it? Different cultures that had the different norms when it comes to handling issues to do with women and their husbands and the family. The place, like in our liberal culture, now if there was a problem in the community, if there was an issue, and the council of elders was supposed to sit, women were never invited because women could never be elders. You get that? So there was that male chauvinism in that no say in how the community is supposed to be run. And that would come back home. Women had no say how a family is supposed to run. I swear you would not stand today and talk on TV. Ayot, you would never. Sophie would not.
My grandmothers didn't.
Yes, I swear. Sophie with her cute face would not appear on the TV if we had TVs by then. You understand? So, in the African society, in our old days, women were supposed to sit and follow what men wanted. It reached up to a level where if I married you, I wanted to say the word God forbid, but I was saying it. Who knows, one day I'll marry you if God wills. That was a joke. So it reached a moment, if I married a lady, and I was not marrying her for myself, I was marrying her for the society. It reached up to some societies, I don't want to mention names, that if I marry a woman, and today I'm not at my home, my brother comes, enters my house, you get the point? And I come back, I find his stick placed on the door of, like, okay, my bro is busy with my wife. Holy God.
Holy God.
I was almost using the truth word. So, and I'm like, what did people make out of a woman? Now, I'm a feminist, not a radical one. We're later on to understand that, because I'm one person who respects the rights of women. In my life of journalism, I want to do stories that give them power to hold the society in their hands. And actually, the day I received my award, and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this award, but this is an offer to the female gender because I respect them. I want to see a society evolved and where women have a voice. So in the ATS, you told me to talk about the ATS only. Women had no voices in that in a family, if a child did something wrong, beats that child, a man has a right to cane this woman. Your own child, your woman. you don't have any right to discipline your child. It is a man that has that right. In the society, when people gathered, a woman's work was to cook food, present it to the people, and wait for the man when are we supposed to eat. It even drives until today. Some wives wait for their husbands. Before they reach home, they don't eat food. It draws back. Yes, it happens still today. Now, if you're doing it for love, thank you, bingo, that's okay. But if you're doing it because he's going to come and shout at you, I mean, that's crazy and unacceptable. So slowly they started evolving with many literature coming out. You know, the evolution of writing and all that started coming out. Advocacy started coming out. People started, you know, building up the women. You have a voice. You are a human being like us, yeah, like the men. You stand, and that's why until today we have women who pay their children at school and men don't. You get the point? There are women who buy food at home and men don't. Men actually becoming suppressed today, and that is one negative in the world of feminism that we're going to dive into later. So to me, there is that evolution that has happened, and it has come with its good, bad, but I'm so grateful that there is no longer women don't eat chicken, men eat chicken. Women don't eat gizzard, men eat gizzard. You're not supposed to eat when your man is eating. You get the point? The best place is reserved for the man. Please don't misunderstand me. Men are the leaders of a family. And if you're a man, you're not doing that, I know that's another topic.
And my next question is, says who?
I mean, you bring the question on. Men are the leader of a family. Back to from the Bible, Genesis, when God created man. I mean, he created everything and decided to create man. And gave man dominion over everything on earth. If you believe in the Bible.
Okay.
Quran 2. Man decided to name everything. Man was given the grounds of stewardship, care of whatever thing that God created. And that's why God decided to create a helper for man in a form of a woman. A woman comes to help a man continue with his stewardship. A woman does not come to suppress.
Okay, PJ, we'll come to the biblical part of it.
Yeah.
Sophia, turning to you, PJ has mentioned very crucial things. For example, a woman not eating chicken, the gizzard, the eggs, you know, you as a woman, you belong to the clan, so anyone can just come have you when the visitors were offered. Girls were offered. Hallelujah. As a hospitality. God forbid, we don't want to see that happening in this generation. So, you know, women have come out to say it was not right of other women to come and say we want to be respected and all that. So what is your view as Sophia? Do you think things should have been left the way they were before? Like, we don't eat chicken, we kneel every time, and anyone can have us like anytime at night. I want to know your thought on
Not
that.
even at night, only during the day.
For now, in this life of ours, the 20th century, it's very hard, like, to stop ladies from chicken. Like, our mothers, when we were growing up, the first thing they give you is the what? The liver. From the liver, you go to the thighs. You get it? And so, like, me growing up to this age, how do you expect me not to eat chicken? Where is that from? And a man taking me, like, to his home and to eat chicken. Trust me, I'll go behind your back and eat that chicken. So, like, in this world of ours, it's very hard. Like, we have learned a lot. We have gone to school. Like, those days in the 19th century, when our mothers, the women used not to go to school. But right now, we go to school. We sit in the same class with the men. Like, sometimes we perform better than them. And now, like, who are you? This man coming to me and tell me and continue with the old tradition. Yet we are already in the new century. It's not going to happen. That's where domestic violence starts. It's going to start. Like, a woman who has lived up to, say, like, over 20, 30 years, and then you man bringing that, trust me, it's not going to do anything. And that it's better you tell me before when it is still early other than getting too late. Me on my end, I know right now I'm going to eat chicken. They leave even the gizzard. Some ladies still eat it. And then
So,
when
Sophia, do you still eat the gizzard? I mean, the last year stuff is still there.
yes, yeah, I've tasted. I've tasted that. I've eaten it. So like right now, it's very hard like for us to
Okay,
Yeah.
so you feel it wasn't a right
it
thing
was
to do.
the right thing to
So
do.
anyway,
Like even our mothers missed a lot. Though up to
Yes,
start
it's
up
true.
to now, there are ladies who they don't eat
Yeah,
eggs,
they
even the
still follow
chicken.
all
They
those
still follow that they
traditions.
don't. But even we have mothers who even buy the chicken and they even slaughter it themselves, not the men going to slaughter the chicken.
And we shall come to why actually mostly some ladies still don't eat that. If you've just joined us on this show, we are discussing the forms of feminism. We've looked at what feminism is. We've looked at the feminism and all that. Also, why some people chose to stood up because of the injustices, oppression of women in the socio-economic and political realms of life. And then talking about the radical feminists. These are people who feel because of the patriarchy, talking about zeroing down to the African tradition where women were not allowed to do a lot of things, attending meetings, there were food taboos. I mean, all were just on women. Women can't do this, women can't do that. You don't have a voice. You can get married to anyone, anytime. They just can pick you regardless of your age or anything that, you know, you don't have a voice. When your mom says you're going, you're going. In fact, your mothers had no say. It's actually your father who could sell you anytime he felt like. So these radical feminists came about and said, no, this cannot be happening. Women have rights. They need to have a voice. They need to, voice out how they feel. They need to talk about how they feel. Maybe say no to. That is what they stand for. So when we come back after this short break, we'll be able to look at other forms of feminism, and hoping that by the end of this discussion of today, you will have a different face of feminism in your head. Don't go away. This is The Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. See you shortly after this break.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
We are the passion you've been waiting for! Eunice Junior Santabo! It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Start Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it! What to finish for the Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL. Our league, go.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome from that brief break. This is Westnile TV, and we are on the Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian. We do this every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. and our repeats run on Thursdays from 11 a.m. till midday. Thank you for joining us on today's episode, and for those who have been having this discussion with us, I hope you are leaving your thoughts on our socials, and that is on our Facebook, where we're our YouTube channel, so that we know what you think about feminism, because it's a very controversial topic that people have. You know, when someone talks about feminism, a lot of things already come into someone's head. Oh, you are a feminist. You know, people give you that look whenever you say you are a feminist. So you're the people who hate men. Those are the first comments that come. That people have different, you know, understandings of feminism in their heads, but these are people who have solely come out to, you know, advocate for the rights of women in the and the economical spheres. These are the people who are fighting for equality and equity of all sexes, and that includes women. But the reason, you know, why many people say why women, because we are the gender that has been most oppressed for all these years. So they just want to ensure that we at some point, you know, there's equality, there's equity among men and women. We have had a lot of that discussion into what feminism is, how it started, looking at some of the prominent figures in the feminism world, where we brought it down. You know, one of our guests talking about our previous speaker, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. By the way, a lot of women look up to her, a lot of young girls, including myself, because she has done a lot in that kind of area. Thank you for joining us. We have guests. We have PJ here, who already introduced himself, and we have Miss Sophia here with us. Together we are tackling this topic of feminism, and we also much want to hear what you have to say on this particular topic. And we stopped on where we're talking about the radical feminists, people who believe this you know, male kind of thing is like stepping on women, and also women not having a voice, women being tossed left to right as if but the human beings also have voices that need to be heard. So that is about the radical feminists. And talking about the liberal feminists. I don't know if most of you really follow here the feminists, and these are people who believe that women oppression come from the political and legal restrictions that exist in our society. So how true is that? Let us know what you think, and I'll start with PJ. PJ, what do you say about feminists?
Well, to me, the liberal feminists are really right, and they have a point, because many times when it comes to politics, when it comes to the sector of education, when it comes to economics, you find that many times women are left behind. Let's take a look at this. In the world of education, Uganda Bureau of Statistics says at least 21%, at least 21% of girls don't finish senior primary 7 classes, and that is compared to the 74% of boys actually who finish, which means out of 100 people who actually, girls who go to school, at least 21 only manage to complete. So 21 don't complete, manage to complete, and all the other, that is over 9 don't complete. They drop out of school, and that is for the females. And the boys are 75 at least are able to complete. When you come to the secondary school, it's quite a little better. It's over 42%, 45 there that are able to complete, and the other does not complete still. That is compared to over 82% of the boys. You get? So that difference is still there. Many girls are not completing school when it comes to the world of education. Many girls move to, and some of the reasons that research showed that was that, you know, most of the girls are given into early marriages, but that's one thing that is so much in the community today, and I will 100% advocate against, because a girl reaches 13 years and these things start coming out, and what the world calls nyash today definitely starts by I can be a professional and I can be stubborn. So starts coming out and the family is like, yeah, she's ready, I need some cows. It happens till today in our different societies. Some of our societies are so retrogressive and barbaric, still allowing such girls to go for marriage, and it hurts me as a human being, as a feminist, a liberal feminist.
Oh.
And
So you've identified.
yeah, at least that's where I fall, because I'm looking at empowering women. So if you come to the sector, it's over 45% of women are able to get at least medical attention, and many of them are left home. You get the point? So if they tend to go to these hospitals, there is harassment. We've watched videos, we've read articles, we've read stories. Now this is worldwide, not only our society. Many doctors have raped women. Many harassed women sexually, words, actions. I mean, you go to remove your tooth and you are a lady. Yeah, she works with the tooth. That's her to get an example. But moving on. You're treating your teeth and a doctor looks at you, you have nice lips.
Oh.
That is harassment, and it happens. And it's terrible. To me, someone who wants to see a woman or the girl child uplift me, let's come to the world of job. And it's 95% of ladies who go to a job, that's what research proves, to get a job, looking for a job, get harassment. Remember, just even laying a hand on you is harassment. Yeah? So at least 95 of girls out of the 100, now look at the statistics, only 5% are not harassed. What a world. What a world we're living in. Yeah? So to me, that is so terrible in this real world today. And my girlfriend, I was walking with her in Kampala. Yeah, when I still had. Yeah, because I'm single now. So when we're walking in the streets of Kampala, and that is inside Owino. If you know what Owino is, my friend, that side, first leave Arua.
Terrible experience in there.
I punched a girl because he touched my lady on the west. And I'm like, how are we going to change the perspective of these men? How are they going to know that not stupid when a woman was created for him? And he exclaimed, and out of happiness, oh woman, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, woman shall be her name. With pleasure, desire, respect. And your man, you go and touch her waist. A lady you've never seen, you've never known. You whistle behind her. Arua streets, maybe I was in maybe recently, and the boda guy whistled because this lady was moving and she was all shaped up. Sweet, sweet. And I'm like, ignorance, stupidity, madness, barbarism, very retrogressive. I would even say they deserve an abuse, but a holistic abuse. So to me, the society today still has and holds aloft against women. And until we speak like this, until we continue empowering them to respect women, our world is going to be rotten. Our world is going to be rotten. So being a feminist, to me, you have to be liberal. You have to come to a dialogue of understanding, yeah, that women are important people in the society. So the things that they're supposed to do, and those that they're not supposed to do. And because, let me even talk about the negative of that too, because now, for us, me, who is a feminist, I do understand that, woman, if I want to empower you, to build yourself, build the society, build the world, I need you to respect man. Because it is part of your liberation, it is part of your equality. You are meant to respect a man just as much as you want a man to respect you. You get the point? So you're not going to have man respecting you and you not respecting man. We need reciprocal. If a man is supposed to love a woman, man back. If we're fighting for equality, let's not. That's why sometimes I have problems with even liberal feminists. Uganda today gives women 1.5% of
Affirmative
I mean,
action.
the point, yes, affirmative action, and you have 1.05 points as you're joining campus, but a man has nothing, a boy has nothing. I mean, that's not being equal.
It's part of.
That's
why it's called
what is the
gender
difference between
action.
equality and equity? Those are two
different concepts, yes.
So we need to have equality. We're not fighting for equity alone. We need
But feminists are
equality.
fighting
If
for
you're
both.
fighting for men, for ladies, fight for men too. I'm a feminist because I want women to be respected. But on the other hand, I have the masculine thing in me that men are supposed to be respected. Back to you.
Okay, just before we go further, yes, men are supposed to be respected, but we also say in this age, respect is earned. So if you are a man and you are harassing a woman, you are doing stuff to a woman, then I don't think you deserve respect. I know the world believes that. We're still talking about the liberal.
If I can come in there,
feminists.
Victor. You said something interesting to me,
Go
and
ahead.
I think I should grab that.
Please.
If a man does not respect a woman, he's supposed to be thrown aside. Now, let me tell you a secret, women. You have 100% control over your man, unless the man doesn't love you. That is a topic of its own.
Ah.
I'm telling you the truth. If a man loves you, I refer back to the Bible. God says that men love your women. Women, submit to your husband. Submissiveness. This all falls under that too. So, as a man, as a man who loves a woman, he is automatically submissive to the woman. That's why a 13-year-old will sweep off a bank account of a 40-year-old man because he's submissive to that woman.
Yo.
You understand that point of reality? So, if you're going to tell me a man is supposed to respect a woman, for a woman to be, a man is supposed to respect. No. A man is supposed to love a woman, and that's what I'll teach every man. Love your woman. A man who loves his woman is automatically going to respect that woman. After respecting, he's 100% going to be submissive to that woman. Now, if a woman is not submissive to that man, hey, domestic violence.
PJ,
The
that's
house is
okay. That
broken.
topic we'll leave it for another day. So we'll still talk about bro feminists. Sophia, what is your thought? I mean, these are people who have come out to talk about the political and the legal issues that women face in the society. Because for years we've seen how women do not vote. Like elections are taking place and women don't take part in elections. Women don't have a say in political matters. They just sit back and wait for the outcomes. The men do what needs to be done. And when we look at the legal issues, do not have the right to inherit properties. Like legally there's some things you are not supposed to do. So these people come and advocate for the political and legal rights of women. So what do you think? Do you think it was right of them to come up and stand out for such?
Okay, to me it was right for the women to stand up and like fight for themselves, because like one, years that have passed now, everyone is fighting about women empowerment. Girl child has been the topic for over years, and now we're forgetting about the boy child again. And these guys, some still have the old tradition in their at the back of their head. And then for us forgetting about the men first, these are the men we are going to get married to. These are the men whom they say we are to submit to. But if we don't uplift them like in the way of how to treat us, in the way of how to live, how are they going to like submissiveness to their wives and then do what they're supposed to do? And for the women, the girls who are like right now, we have a lot of girls who are succeeding in life and at school at the same time because of the women empowerment. Like in the old tradition, women used not to go to school. One, secondly, girls drop out of school before even P7, especially mostly due to health reasons. Like for the women, the girls, when a girl starts to mature and start experiencing your monthly flows, first of all, they didn't have that idea. And secondly, if you're to have the mess on yourself, like in public or in class, you become a laughing stock. And today, I'm a laughing stock. How am I going to face the world the next day?
Okay. Sophia, as we continue, I want us to zero down to, women now being able to vote.
Okay.
Women now going into, standing for elective positions. Women contesting with men. Women having the right, taking a step to take men to court. A man for maybe abusing her and all that. Those things didn't exist in the past, but now women have that right. How do you think, is that a plus for you in the feminism realm?
Yeah, to me, it's a plus.
Okay.
Because secretly, we all got sick and tired of being stepped on, being used as rags,
Right.
being kept as housewives in the house. Like, Richard, first of all, I've gone to school. And how pick me and then just keep me as a housewife, just stay home and keep idle, do nothing, and then you as the man, I become your slave. First of all, you start telling me I do everything for you, I treat you, I feed you, I do all this. Like, me as a woman, how am I supposed to feel? And coming up with all this, and women standing for their rights, voting and even participating in these elections, and even fighting for presidency. I'm still lady, and I'm happy to see them.
And they're doing a great
they're
job.
doing great, very much better than some of the men. Like, this women empowerment has changed a lot in the world.
So, PJ, I know you're
Something is
cooking.
boiling up.
These people never considered women in the
Yeah.
past. They never acknowledged the fact that women could, give a very important input in the society regarding different topics of leadership. Maybe let's say in the area of leadership, women can't give advice in the political side of things and all that. So it really, 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 watered down women and their great ideas. Now, like she said, we've seen female presidents, CEOs who are doing a great work and in the different side. How do you feel about that?
Lillian, that is a very interesting and controversial one.
Yeah.
That is, it comes two-sided. And negatives. Let's start with the plus. I think I want to appreciate the people who have fought for the rights of women to stand out in the civil world and defend themselves in court, because men do that and women deserve that too. I agree. Women have actually stood out today and to own property. They have companies. They've registered companies. They have built houses. They've owned cars. They have done a lot in the society, and that only people were able to defend them and allowed them to vote. You understand? Women have a right to who is supposed to be my president, who is supposed to be even my LC1 chairperson. And research shows that women vote more than men today, by the way.
That is very
That is true. So I give a plus for that. And I pray and I wish it continues, because women are part of the society. They make up the society. The world says, they are the mothers of the nations. But who are CEOs, many have thrown away their husbands today. Sad facts. Many
So
who are
you're scared.
CEOs, many, not all, many who are CEOs today have kicked out their husbands out of their homes. Many have left their husbands to take care of their homes. Until today, ladies, I'm talking about girlfriends who attend women emancipation or women emancipation programs, have refused to cook for their boyfriends. Wait.
Why
Wait.
roles at girlfriend level?
Wait,
Learning is a process. You guys, if you're not going to teach someone at an early age, you're never going to bend it. Let me finish my points.
Please do.
Women have gone to ask for what belonged for a man, what a man worked for, in courts of law, just because you got married to him
Give us
and
an
the
example.
marriage didn't work out, and you refuse, you go and ask for 50%. Do you know what men went through in a rural town here when this, not Brack, was it Brack? When women would every time run and report men in such places, yet they have failed their families. I'm not going to be with a woman who comes at my home 12 a.m. in the night, and you want me to stay well with you. And every time I fight, he doesn't want to take care of his family. And in the world, outside world, there is recently social media was flagged up with a lot of controversies over what was his name, Kobe? No, not Kobe, Bobby. What was his name? I've forgotten a little. A man who decided at least to sell he was a footballer, he's a sportsman. Hakim decided to leave everything in his mother's name because the lady wanted to take over at least 50 property.
She's entitled.
She's not entitled to. The man worked for it. And that's where feminists have gotten it wrong. Women are taking it as an opportunity today. Ayot, let me finish this.
Behind every man, there's a...
There is a successful woman. But Hakim met this lady after playing football, after making his fortune. Thank God it's now his mother's fortune.
Wow, still a woman.
At least a woman who understands. So if this emancipation is going to create that kind of, who is going to want to take 50% of my riches that I sweated for, today I walk to work and I buy my car, you want that car to belong to you? And I go to you after getting my Subaru, my. You want my mansion? You want 50% of my salary? You want 50% of my company? And yet I worked on that and I didn't know where you are. Just because I have a child with you, bring my child, I'll take care of him. And you can have rights to see him or her anytime you want. So emancipation at some point, this liberal feminists at some point have spoiled the women in the society today. And if you're not mistaken, if you're not careful, if you don't listen to me, you'll get spoiled. Yeah, that's all from me.
You know, as a lady, these days when you say something, I can't take this, I can't do this, I can't tolerate this, when a man does it, and then they just end up telling you, you're going to end up single. And hey, it's not a crime. I mean, there are people who are single and they have not died.
That's what the problem is.
Okay, PJ, what is the problem?
You're designed to live in companionship.
No way.
With the man.
That's a very
Sophia.
wrong statement. PJ, that's a very wrong statement. Rephrase it.
Ayot, you're never going to be single. How do you satisfy yourself? I mean, that is nature.
Oh, God.
Hey. Don't make me say what I don't want to say on air. But trust me, as a woman, you will need a man to satisfy you, just like I need a woman to satisfy me. That is going to be sexually, that is going to be socially, sexually, that is going to be economically, because a woman builds up a man. By the way, women's examples are very okay.
You know we have robots these days.
And robots are never going to do what a man does. You'll get yourself mad. You're going to use a cucumber and it breaks you.
That is, by the way, that is the things that people say about feminists. You guys,
And it's killing you. It's destroying you. Can you imagine yourself using a robot? Jesus Christ, God have mercy on women.
Okay, PJ, then that brings us to the around feminism. Let's start with Sophia as we give PJ time to cool down a little bit because he's all fired up. Let's give you time to cool down. What are some of the misconceptions that people have around feminism?
Okay, let me reverse back to what PJ just said about like we ladies, like girlfriends not wanting to cook, wash, clean, but like I'm your girlfriend. I'm not it, your wife. Yeah, I do that. I can do it maybe once always. You don't expect me to do that always. You get it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll never say on that, but fast finish.
Please do.
Yeah, okay. Men of nowadays, we ladies, we even enjoy being single more than relationship.
Exactly.
It's like if you've been in the worst, that you've been broken, so many heartbroken. Like if I'm to get into the next, whatever I'm doing, trust me, I'm going to reduce on everything. And you have to go by it. If not, we're not going to last. Okay. I love my peace. I love to have that peace. I also love that happiness for myself. And I can't be forced to do something for you out of love once in a while, but don't expect it to always. We do that as you grade me to be maybe the fiancé.
Westnile TV. Light the region.
We are the passion you've been waiting for! It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Start times UPL new season. September, go for it! The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
Westnile TV. Lighting up the region. Westnile TV. Lighting up the region.
The discussion you've been waiting for. It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Start times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it. The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senu TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL. Our league, go for it.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region. Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome from that just joined the discussion. It got a little bit heated here in the studio. Thank you for watching Westnile TV. This is the Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. and I repeat, run every Thursdays from 10 a.m. to midday. Thank you for staying with us. You can let us know what you think about today's topic of discussion on our YouTube or our Facebook channels, where you can like, subscribe, and also share with friends to be this discussion and the theories of feminism. I know most of you don't want to hear the word feminism. I have this friend, Gaddafi Joel. He doesn't want to hear feminism, and then he says, you're the people who are killing women, you're the people who are doing this. You're talking about the misconceptions. A lot of people misunderstand feminism. Now, if you've been getting the discussion from the start where we lead, by now you have already taken a different direction from what you've had in your head. Feminists don't hate men. I repeat, feminists don't hate men. They just advocate for some things that are not going right, and we advocate for equality and equity. We do not aim at overthrowing some gender men like most of you think. We've seen a lot of things that have come out as a result of this movement called feminism. I mean, a lot has improved in the society. Women can testify to that. Some of you have seen mothers are MPs somewhere. Your mothers are working in renowned companies as executive directors and all that, thanks to feminism or women emancipation, like some of you love to put it. But we still want to look at some of these misconceptions that are actually not facts that people say about feminism. PJ, let us know what you think.
The society has a world of its own with misconceptions about feminism. And many times it is people who know nothing about feminism they have this. And so sadly, also there are a group of feminists who are, I want to be a feminist, who misunderstand the word feminism and end up destroying our women in the society today. Let's start with the society itself. Now, the society has a lot of stereotypes. Earlier on, I said I'm a feminist, and the many who are going to look at me and say, so you're the people who want women to get spoiled? You're the people who want women to step on men? No, I'm not that kind of a person. But I'm a kind of a person who lifted. I'm a kind of a person who wants a woman educated. I'm a kind of a person who wants a woman in the different political societies. I'm a kind of a woman who wants, a man who wants a woman, who wants a woman in the world of business, who wants a woman to speak in the society, and just like Sophia and Lillian here, that they're able to air out their voices. I'm a kind of person who advocates for that particular different social media platforms. If you see me on Twitter, that's at PJ. On Facebook, that is Pajobo, and on Instagram, my content about women is to see that there is a change in the society, and the society looks at many of these feminists as people who want to cause trouble in line with with the female, and who want the women to remain behind. Many in the society actually want that. Now, when it comes to a number of who, to me, don't understand what emancipation is, what empowering women is, have come out to teach women to be single mothers. God forbid. There are many who have come to teach women to be people who don't respect their men. God forbid. There are people who have come out to teach women to step on men. God forbid. 3 God forbids. And those are all stereotypes in the society that has quoted a feminism that has either put a lot of pili, allow me borrow that word, hot pepper, on feminism. Because now, if you're going to teach women how not to respect men, and if a man says this, you have a right to say no, which is true, but how do you say the no matters. To me, I would empower women to say no, but in a better way. Because a woman's no to a man who loves that woman, but there are 2 things. The men, women don't love them. That is a chapter of its own. But if you're getting married to a man who loves you, and we're looking at empowering the families, and you want to say no to a man, there is what we call girl power or woman power, and that thing is so strong that you can control a man's brain. Please use that power. Use your voice. Use your body in your home. The Bible says you're going to you give yourself to a man, you control him with your body. That is a fact that needs to be unleashed. So you use that to say no, because if a man says, you know what, today I want us to eat chicken, and you're like, I don't want you to buy chicken in this house, that is very bad. But there is like, hey sweetheart, I don't think chicken is going to do us for tonight. I feel like making for you something different. As a man, I will melt 100%. Understand my point? So a stereotype of you being greater than a man is going to cause trouble. As a stereotype or a feminism that is going to make you control a man is 100% bad. But I want a feminism where you are empowered on how to do conflict resolution in the family. Now there is a point where men, we know, like live wire. The moment you touch it shocks you. That is what men are. That is the reality. So women should be trained to understand that men are short-tempered. Men are very emotional, because women take long to process. That I can confirm, because Sophia confirmed it on air on Radio Purchase recently. I just hosted on Saturday. So men have that inner self, women, of taking up things and processing them before they say out. But that's why men die very fast today. He's angry and he's on a motorcycle. He knocks himself and he's gone. So as a woman, I want to empower a woman. When a man is heated, calm down, baby, please, calm down. Don't do this. I'm sorry. He's 100% down. There is no man who's good, unless that man is stupid. And those are the kind of men that we also want to empower. To tell you, when a woman tells you, sweetheart, calm down, that is a queen talking to you. Calm down as a man. Calm down. Listen to him. You're not going to be a man who's going to, I can never raise my hand against a woman, however much crazy you are. I'd rather leave you. But if you're a man who's going to stand and beat up women, because, I mean, these are all stereotypes in the society. You get the point. So to me, go along. The society looks at feminism in a different way. Many in the society, also there are many who understand and they want to be part of it and advocate for women. They also are wannabe feminists, allow me say the word I wannabe feminists, who come out rubbish off the mind of our girls today and tell you, you're not supposed to respect a man. A man has no say about you. You're not supposed to cook for a man, because one of my friends told my ex, and told her, who the heck are you to cook for him? And let her been cooking. Love it when I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking. My woman comes and we cook together. We make the food together. It is interesting. And sometimes I may not get time to do that 100%. It doesn't mean I'm going to cook with you every now and then. But it's okay for you to cook for me if I come home and I find food home there.
PJ,
Yeah.
you talked about, women being trained how to do this, how to calm a man, but trust me, the anger issue is actually women. It's not men. And also, this is why feminists came about. Let's talk about the radical feminists. The problem started way back when women were taught, as a woman, you're supposed to calm your man. You're supposed to tolerate this when he's angered. You baby him, you sweetheart him, you cook for him. I mean, that is why the problem is. Why are women being trained? Women being trained to tolerate all that, taking all that, be like a shock absorber for these men because they have anger issues. I mean, we're not babysitting men at this age. So it is that why can't men just act right and save women all the trouble? Because at the end of it all, women are human beings. We have feelings. So why are our feelings not being
Lillian,
considered?
That's how I'm going to answer this question. Lillian, women are like a cat. That's why they can't walk.
Metaphorically.
Yeah. In metaphor, a cat will always come, move around your body. It wants to be with you. It wants that attention. Men are designed to give attention to women. Trust me, Ayot, if you call your boyfriend, you don't have a boyfriend. Let's dream that you have a boyfriend. You call your boyfriend right now and tell him, darling, I'm not fine. Trust me, that guy is going to do everything possible to want to find out what is wrong with you.
Sophia.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Unless you're landing on wrong people.
Yeah,
you get the
right.
point.
Right.
So men are naturally people who care for women. That's why the strongest man's hair was cut off by a woman. That comes back to submissiveness. Men are automatically submissive to their
So
women.
why do you emphasize
wait.
submissiveness?
I'm emphasizing women not automatically submissive to their men. So let us impact that. People, the same question I've just answered. Wait.
Men want to think for women.
Ayot. Lillian, I told you a few minutes ago.
Let's hear what Sophia has to say.
Let me finish this. Men are automatically submissive to women. But women are not. So let's empower women to understand that he has anger issues and to be submissive. Because when you're angry, I'm 100%. That's why men kneel down when they're proposing to you.
Lies. But Bridget, let's hear what Sophia has to say. Sophia, you see, the problem is men want to think for us now. He says we are like cats. We love attention, but trust me, you misunderstand a lot of things that women like. Sophia, help us understand that.
Oh, okay. Peter, thank you for all that, but all I'm hearing about is women submitting. How are they? Men? Like
men automatically submissive.
Listen, not all men. Some, not all men. Like I'm hearing this cooking. It's not that all. Yeah, men do cook, but the moment you get that girlfriend title from him, and the first time he's like, "Come on, cook for me," we are going to cook. Trust me, from there and then you're going to finish all the cookings in the house. You will. And the washing, the moment you start washing, you're going to finish all the washing in the house. And it's not all men who will come like to apologize. Like you call, yeah, I'm not fine, but trust me, what if you're taking up back or you're so busy in a meeting that you can't make it? Like as you've said, we women we are soft-hearted.
Yeah.
Like you tell me I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes, but it's 10 minutes. Trust me, that's a problem. I'll need to sit down and solve it.
But for a man, that is okay.
For a man, that is okay. And you need to tell your men it's not okay. Like for the understand this, how a man is supposed to be romantic. I've had all this. I'm like, oh, but still, I'm not going to fall for that.
And that's what the problem is. The moment you don't fall for the reality, you're going to be messed up.
PJ,
no, wait. It's not the fact, but yeah, you can do this, but out of 100, maybe just 5% of men can do that for their ladies, for their women. Would care for you, feed you. Babe, Like there are things that men do.
Oh my.
There are things that some men do, but not all men. You think like, yeah, this is how a man. Yeah, I've heard you say that several.
Let's take a
this is how man is
statistics
supposed
on
to
that
treat
issue
a
of data.
woman.
If I can just break it down, let's take statistics. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go in a restaurant, how many women are able to pay out bills in the restaurant? Statistics.
Okay.
Trust me, 98% of the money is paid by men. Am I lying?
PJ.
Where does let me be a gentleman come from?
All right. Or on this, we're talking about the different roles that we do have, right? We know that as a gentleman, you're supposed to pay for the bill. And just like as a lady, you're supposed to cook for him.
But PJ,
You're supposed to wash for him.
Wait.
If he does, it's okay. There are women
PJ,
who
wait.
pay bills in the restaurant.
Okay, wait.
PJ, I know this discussion is not ending anytime soon, but that is it. The way men feel about feminism, way women view it, and how things are supposed to be done. So if we are to discuss this, trust me, we're not going to end. So let's dive deeply into the pluses of feminism. I mean, this movement has changed a lot in our society, for better, for worse. Of course, we can't deny that fact, but we are also saying that they have played a lot of roles in our society to see that women are lifted at some point. Women's voices are heard. Those are just a few of the. From your side, as you cool down, of course, as before, let's have Sophia talk about some of the pluses. Do you feel that feminism has achieved its purpose, and to what extent?
Okay, to me, feminism has achieved like about 60% of its purpose, like of how women are now.
Okay.
Like men see us like, but we do. Like even if I'm to say, hey babe, let's go out. I asked you to go out. It's not that I'm going to say that the bill is on you, but maybe when we go out and you have less cash, but I do give. It depends like on how you treat me. Like first of all, this is the first time we are going out, and you don't like expect me like to do that. I'm just going to sit and watch you to do all your things. And this feminism has helped women a lot. Like we have a say, we have our voice in the community. We can stand for our rights, and our voice have been heard in whatever that we say. And trust me, a lot of men are taking this up. It's not only women fighting for themselves, but there are also men who are fighting for the ladies, like for their mothers. What their mothers.
The question is: are feminists only women, or the men who are also feminists?
There are also men who are feminists,
Like me.
Yeah, like him, I know. There are also men like him who are fighting for women, and also there are women like us who are also like trying to fight for the men. You get it? There are women trying to fight for the men, like in a way of how you to treat me. Yes?
Yeah.
This is not supposed to, this is how what you're supposed to, and like men are getting to know ladies, like getting to know women, how to treat them. That's why, like when you get into a relationship, yeah, it's not that a must, I'm supposed to do everything for you. Maybe the wife duties, maybe when I'm still a girlfriend, but how you treat me depends on how I'm going to treat you.
Yeah.
If you treat me the right way, trust me, we're not going to have any problems with the cooking, cleaning. Yeah, we can say that I'm not going to do this for me, but trust me, if you do the right thing for me, I'm going to do that maybe without you asking. You get it?
Okay.
So men take up this upon themselves.
Okay. So you feel those are the pluses that feminism has achieved?
Yeah, a lot has changed, like
Please,
with
talk,
the men
talk,
of
talk,
today.
talk, talk, talk.
A lot has changed, like with the men from the old tradition. A lot of men are moving from that past, like how to treat the women well,
Okay.
sending the girl child to school and empowering them, providing them like let me say mostly the girls in the rural areas. There are even men who go out, like they reserve sanitary pads. They go into the schools and teach the young girls on how to take care of themselves. It's not only the ladies who are going out to them, but also the men. The men are moving out, like preaching this, like this is the same thing your sister is going through. And I love the thing for Rotary this year, the boy child uplifting. Like we need to uplift the boys. We need to create them. It's like especially and teach them creativity. handcraft stuff, because like these are the men we are going to get married to. Like if you're educating the women, encouraging the women, how about the men?
Okay.
You let
so
them
that
back.
means you've already gone into the 40% that is a negative from the feminism side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to also like encourage the men too, so that we don't have all these problems. Men need to also learn on how to also make it by themselves. Need to learn it's supposed to be something 50-50.
They've always been there.
Yeah, they need to get that too, so that we'll both be fine and we'll enjoy each other's company. We'll not have all these problems of women this, women that, men this, men that. Trust me, we're not going to have all that.
Okay.
If like both the men and women are empowered.
Interesting. Turning to PJ. PJ, what are some of the pluses and minuses of feminism?
All right. Some of the pluses. Let's start with the pluses. Appreciate this particular initiative because it has given women a platform to stand, defend themselves, build their families. It has given them a platform to come out and express their voices. Many women have their talents showcased. Many artists today are out there, female artists, and they're able to, do their talent. They're able to sing and entertain people because those days women are not even supposed to stand on a podium and speak. We have who are leaders and like Suluhu, Samia Suluhu, that is the president of Tanzania. I love her so much because she's one feminist who has come out and prove to the world that she can make decisions. And there's one thing I love with her. She says, you see, today I can be in the State House and I make decisions over this country, but every time I go back home, I kneel down before kudos. So there is this feminism that has built mutual relationship between men and women. And you see, men have come out to accept the reality that women also help them in homes, because where man is not able to provide, there are many women who have come out to also provide for the family. And like if I'm earning a salary, my wife earns, we bring that money together, family develops. And to me, that is a plus has done. Women are able to defend themselves in the courts of law today. Women are able to stand against any domestic violence and violence against women and children too. And this all to me is a plus, because I'm not going to stand there and look at a woman beaten and her face is all swollen and nothing is done. The world has to come out that and condemn that. To the negatives, my voice goes down. I get saddened. Feminism has broken a lot of families today because there is masqueraders as activists who have come out to teach these women to disrespect their men, to take away the rights of. They want to be the leaders of a family. And that is a negative, 100%. Because you're not going to be a woman and want to be a leader and let the man be stepped on. You want the man to wash your unders, you want the man to wash everything in the house. You're not cooking, the man is cooking 247. The man is literally doing everything at home. There is a woman who went ahead. I read that article in the newspaper and I was like, if I was that man, I would cut her off. She 7 men got married to set kudos.
Just
Kudos.
saying. I'm just saying.
This contemporary society, Jesus is coming back soon.
I love how
She
you go with
married
Nicole.
7, ladies and gentlemen, 7 men, and yet we are fighting to remove men from the world of polygamy and say, please have one wife, one woman, and build family where there is mutual understanding. We're looking for a family where there is consistency in love, where there is reciprocal respect and love. But now you want to empower women to marry 7 women, and you have the guts to say kudos. I'm sorry, Lillian.
Man, that just happened.
No. That is so sad. So let's empower women to be in a home and build the family together with a man. Support the man, because even putting women down there is removing their natural right of being helpers to men.
Yeah.
But we help you and man and say, man, no. You're not going to spend the whole of that money in the club. You need to keep some. When we're going out, we're not going to spend all this on a dinner. Keep it aside, because women are blessed with that naturally by God. You teach your men how to do business. So the negatives are really a lot. We have women today who, after giving birth, allow me to use Luba, me boyfriend, he's not helping. Now listen, a child who grows out without a mother is going to be a spoiled brat in the society. As a woman, take care of your child and raise your child. Even if you landed on a wrong man, I want to empower you to know that that boy's future, that girl's future lies in your hands, because man will not 100%, because they're not designed to do that. A woman helps a man bring up their children. If you're staying together with your man, kudos. Teach him, because man, a man can kick a child, but a woman will say, hey, in the room, please, you're not going to kick. Please pick a stick. Cane too. That is the power of a woman. If a woman does that, a man will say, hey, last time you told me don't do that. Let's reduce that anger. You get the point? There's mutual conception. There is a reciprocal understanding of each other. There is building up. I mean, that's the type of family I'm looking for. I want to build a family and have a woman who's going to understand me and I understand her, and we build up together. But if feminism is going the way it is going, then I think I'm going to be single.
But you're fighting for the women.
Well,
I'm fighting for the rights of our women.
An interesting conversation
Yeah.
here. We'll come with it after the break. Judging from what you've said, we've looked what feminism, whether it has achieved its goals or not, and the positives and the negatives from feminism. And we need to actually acknowledge that now we can sit here as ladies, we can sit and express our views, we can talk, we've gone to school, we've studied what we want, and now we can voice. And we've had women in the different positions. We see women actually vote more. There are more women who vote compared to men who prefer to sit and just watch things from afar. We've seen how this empowerment has made women transform the society, and a lot more is being done. And yes, like he said, of course, we can't overlook the negative side of it that feminism has had. The example you gave where I actually said kudos is not for whatever reason you think, but these women who want to show what a man can do, but maybe the way they're showing it is not right, because people have this notion that women are weak, women cannot do this, but she has just shown some of you that we can do this. But I know it's not well with most people. So that is why we talk about the toxic feminism. Is feminism a good thing or bad? Definitely it's a good thing. But we have that aspect of the toxic feminism, which we shall tackle the short break, and also look at the modern feminism, and also how whether it's the same as the mainstream feminism. We shall look at that. Don't go away. We're going for a short break, and when we come back, we'll come back with that discussion. Don't worry.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region. Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
We are the passion you've been waiting for! Eunice Junior Santamo! It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Start Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it! What to finish for the Ugandan flair Brazil is magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
TV, lighting up the region.
Yes, it is the Real Talk with me here, Ayot, Lillian, on Westnile TV, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Thank you for joining us on today's episode, and I hope you have gone on our socials, our Facebook and our YouTube channel where we are streaming, and we do value your feedback, so why not let us know this topic. We're talking about the theories of feminism. Yes, feminism, the one you hate, the one you don't want to talk about, and the one you love. So depending on whichever perspective you're getting it from, your thoughts, your opinions are valid, because everyone has a right to expression, self-expression, so it is allowed. Let us know what you think. This program goes every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. I repeat, run every in the studio. We have a gentleman and a lady who earlier on introduced themselves. We'll have them say hi, introduce themselves once again for those who have just joined us. Now, feminism is not just about women hating men, and feminism is not only for women. We have male feminists who are doing a very good work, and we'll love to say a round of applause to all of you. Thank you for the good work done, because these people fight for the political, economic rights of women in the society, to see that women are at a level where they can speak for themselves, where the rights are being respected, where there's equality and equity. That is the essence of feminism. We're fighting for something, they're fighting for something positive, and of course, in the due course of doing something, there also the negative bit of it that comes with it. We've seen how drastic women have changed in their behaviors. I mean, they go to the kitchen and cook for their men simply because they feel a woman shouldn't do this, and also because the way some men make it look just make a woman naturally withdraw. PJ will agree with me on that. So let us know what you think. And we left the discussion at a point where we were talking about the negatives, and it took us to a point where we got to the toxic part of feminism. So I'd like to ask our guests here in the studio, one at a time. Sophia, do you believe feminism is a good or a bad?
Okay, to me, according to how we see things now, it's a good thing.
Okay.
Seeing the old tradition from now, it's so good.
Okay, it's a good movement. PJ, is feminism a good or a bad movement? Please help us justify and cool down.
When you continue saying cool down, already cool. So there is interesting. I think that I'll definitely cool down. Feminism is positive, I must say, though there are a lot of people who are making it negative. So let's start with positive. As we said earlier on, feminism gives a platform for women to come into an understanding of how a society is run, how they're supposed to run their own society, how they're supposed to involve themselves in what men do, things like voting. I'm so happy today. Women who are mechanics and women who are driving. There is a friend of mine, she's called Monica. Monica is a Subaru driver. So Monica drove from Kampala at a very terrible speed, breakneck, and there was a guy in a Hilux. Monique passed her, she was coming to Arua, and her Subaru tire got issues. So she was telling us the story, and she got off her Subaru and she was trying to fix the tire, and this guy with the Hilux, it's a very fast car. So he came and stood and stopped and came out of the car and stood and held himself in the waist, and I was like, who was the man driving this car? I mean, Monique was like, it's me who drove. And she was like, are you a man or a woman? So to me, feminism has given women grounds to do things that the society thought. Kudos to that. I told you that the president of Tanzania, she has lifted Tanzania's economy. You people, if you go and do research on that. I love talking to my AI. I have an AI that is artificial intelligence on my WhatsApp, and every time I want to learn something new, I ask her, and I'm like, I call it she, because it gives me company. So if I want to learn, and I'm like, hey AI, today, what is new in Tanzania? What do people look at Samia? And like, I had an interesting chat. It told me how she has lifted the economy by 20% just in the short time that she is, and how people appreciate her. And that is emancipation. I was talking to Maya still this week. I don't know why I was so feminist. I didn't know if you're going to invite me for this show recently. But anyway, I love empowering women. So I was talking to it, and I was chatting with it, and I was asking, hey, what are the statistics of women in line with that? How do women receive health in Uganda today? And it was shocking. I gave you some of the statistics earlier on. 45% of women actually takes time for them to get medical attention and all that. So not AI, but feminism has built out a lot in women today, and many of them are getting to learn some of these things. We have a lot of leaders. The speaker herself is a woman, and Jessica Lupo is a woman. Kudos to that, and many other things that feminism has done. But also, it has destroyed our society, as I said earlier on today. Today, a lady, as you people were complaining earlier on, will not cook for her boyfriend, thinking it is not something to do, and that came in through feminism. Because even there are sisters who don't want to wash for their brothers till. It's sad. And the funniest thing with the human brain is people forget that. You say, I'll do it when I'm a wife, and you forget that you adapt. Men are designed, not men in general anyway, and including women and all that, are trained to adapt. So every time, in fact, designed to adapt. Every time you don't want to cook for him, you don't want to wash for him, you're going to be rude to him because you've been empowered. You get married to him, you're not going to wash for him, you're not going to, and that's why we have house helpers, and in many cases a house help will come and kneel before the boss. A woman does not kneel before the husband, and the man takes refuge in the house help.
Okay, Peter, let's leave that there. As
it is a negative of the feminism.
Yeah, it's a negative. Yeah, as he has rightly acknowledged, it has positives and negatives, and that as we started from looked at the radical and the liberal form of feminism. So let's look at the global feminists. Let's look at the modern kind of feminism that comes with a lot. These people advocate for equality in gender, race, sex, sexuality, and a lot of things. They encompass a lot. By the way, this is where the other community. So this kind of feminists are not only advocating for the rights of women. Surprisingly, they're looking at equality of both men and women. They're also fighting for the rights of men. If I may say, that is where we talk about the intersectional kind of feminism. So these people look at broad aspects of things, and this also came about as a result of black women being discriminated. They, at some point, when the first feminists fought for to vote, these black women still didn't have a right to vote. So that's where it came up, fighting for the race kind of things and a lot of things. And this kind of feminists, they're aggressive. I feel the modern kind of feminists are so aggressive. Women can't do this. Women are not supposed to do this. You cannot do girlfriend roles at housewife roles at girlfriend level. And at least I know most girls, we go by that. It doesn't happen at this level. So if you go on TikTok, you find a lot of giving advice to fellow women. Don't do this as a lady. You can't do this. Don't let your man do this. So that's where the aspect of toxic feminism comes in. Feminism as a movement, we believe, is a very good movement with a good purpose and intention. But along the way, also there is this sect of people who, like PJ said earlier, had misunderstood the whole concept, or maybe they have a different understanding of the concept, and that's why people have issues with it. So we'll go into the toxic bit of feminism with Sophia. What is your take on that kind of feminism? So as a lady, do you cook for your wife? Do you still kneel before your husband? Do you feel your husband can beat you anytime he feels like? Because these ones do not take gender-based violence, things like that. You report assault, anything small.
Okay. Wow, that is so good. I saw people smiling.
Yeah, I love the question.
Okay. To me, it all comes on how the man treats you. To be honest, if you treat me the right way, I'm going to kneel for you. I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to wash for you. I'll even carry that water to go and shower.
Well,
I'll do everything to you as long as you give me the respect I deserve.
PJ, I hope you're noting respect.
yeah,
You treat
I'm
her
noting,
right.
yes,
As they
I'm
say,
noting.
tit for tat is a fair game. It's also the same thing. Trust. Hit me, you slap me, what?
Yeah.
I'll also do the same. And me, I'm not just going to sit down and then I'm defending myself.
Okay, you
fight
can
back.
slap a man.
I can slap them.
I can never slap a woman.
You get it? And sometimes it's not that you want to slap me, but it's all out of anger. Like there are different ways people release their angers. The others, they first have to hit you, others just have to leave your presence. Like, okay, me, the way I leave my anger, I cry. Angry when I'm annoyed and you see me crying, please just leave me there and I finish. Because after that, me, I'm fine, I'm good, I even forget of what was happening. So, like, men, so be careful on how like they treat a woman.
Yeah.
This feminism applies for everyone, not only women alone. It also includes the men.
Thank you for what you've said. If a man treats you right and gives you the respect that you deserve, and automatically becomes submissive. But when you try to touch this woman, I mean slapping, you try to be like more, you impose yourself on her, do this, she's not going to submit. Because now remember, this kind of women are being handled by feminists who tell them you have a right to do this, you have a right to say no, you have a right to fight back, you have a right to slap. And this generation of women don't joke. PJ, what is your take? Do you call that toxic, or would I say toxic?
Toxic. That comes back to there is I read a book about philosophy, and they're looking at politics basically. If I can just chip that example in, these are realists. Realism are people who want everything by power. They're not liberalists. They don't fight through the court. They don't sit for a dialogue. What they want is I'm never going to cook in your home, and I'm not going. The politicians by then were like, if there is anyone who wants to stand against me, who is he? You eliminate. You get the point. So it was all about tough thing. That's what realists are, and I believe that's what the toxic feminists are today. These are feminists who want everything by force, and they're the people who actually destroy the understanding of feminism. And there's so much in this contemporary society. Today, there are people who are fighting. I didn't want to talk about it, but since it came up, there are people who fight for the rights of a woman to be with a woman, a man to be with a man. And this is uncalled for. We were designed to be opposite sex. We're designed to be opposite. Negative and positive, yeah, and produce power. If you have a battery, you put negative you have two batteries, connect negative to negative, positive to positive, you're going to have power. My friend, connect positive to positive. Trust me, you will never have any sparkle. So I don't understand how the love sparkle comes in between man and woman and woman. So gross. And you get a battery and put positive to negative on the same battery, it is fire. You will die. You get the point? So first of all, you need two people. Some even advocate for women to be single and service themselves. That never works. If you have a car battery, put positive and negative.
How do you know it never works?
It never works. It never. Because you're not going to warm yourself. You need a man's chest that is warm to warm yourself. I mean, let's go extreme. It's okay. It's late night.
But most of us, we have survived in this cold weather. I know.
Survive for long. You're young. You're going to need a man to grow. You're very young for now. But time is going to reach when you need a man besides you. So these guys out there today come in, defend things that don't stand. They come in and tell women you're not supposed to bow down and kneel down to your men. I want to thank Sophie for saying that the moment you're treated right, you reciprocate. But let's understand one thing. There is no point on who is supposed to start first. Do you agree with me? It's okay for me to respect my woman without me expecting her to respect me back. And it's okay for a woman to respect her man without expecting him to respect a woman back. So what we're saying or what we're advocating for is, hey, check there, man. You have to respect your woman. And we're advocating, hey, check out, woman. You have a right to respect your man. And we're calling for that mutual cohabitance. We're calling for that mutual togetherness. So we're not calling for these people who say, hey, Ayot, you're not going to wash for him. Holy God, that is going to be a point of conflict. Ayot, do you want to be in a family where you're going to have conflict 24/7?
I reserve my comment.
Dear viewer, do you want to be in a family where you go husband 24/7? Men, do you want to be in a family where you're going to fight with your wife 24/7 because you don't respect her? Woman, do you want to be in a family where you're going to send your man to cook for you every 24/7? You refuse to cook for him. We're looking for mutual understanding. We want a family, we want a society where a man sees a woman and stops, hey, pass. Where a woman sees a man and stops, hey, pass. It doesn't now and then you want, as a man, I see you as a woman, I must stop. It's not that. We both have to stop and give the other the respect. We want a family where we have mutual understanding. We want a society where we have mutual understanding. We want a society where we have mutual love. We want a society, Sophie, where we're going to have a mutual understanding and build a world. If only people will listen to what PJ is saying today, my. Okay. The world will be the best society would ever want to live in.
Interesting. That is coming from a male feminist, by the way. So, PJ, good work. I wish we wish more men could reason like you, the way you are reasoning. So now, as we conclude, because our time is nearly done, as we conclude, Sophie, you had a mention of how this feminist movement has left behind the boy child, but as some This movement has not sidelined boy child. The difference between the girl child and the boy child has always been so. The gap has been large. What feminism is doing is just trying to close the gap by advocating for equality of the two gender. So now the question is, are men feeling insecure because we feel women are not yet still there, but at the point where they are supposed to be, are men feeling insecure about this already?
Okay, to me, I think the man right to say that because I know how he feels about it for now.
Yeah.
I may say it's okay, but to him it may not be okay. So
Okay.
maybe I should get it from him.
So
If it's okay.
PJ, in a minute, let us know why men are ranting. Do you guys feel insecure? Like, do you feel we're going for your power, women are going for your position, women are grabbing it away from you? Is that how you men feel?
Let's correct that. Power and grabbing it away. Yes, men are supposed to be heads of, and but in the society, we want women to have a say. So if this continues this way, with the contemporary or the feminists that we have today, men should be scared because women have started killing men. Many of men's men have been beaten badly by women. Now, because I cannot raise a hand against a woman, if I dare get a woman who is a feminist, an extremist in feminism, she'll beat me up because I will never beat her back. You get the point? So I'm scared unless we really bring it. Feminism is we level it and fight for equality instead of too much equity.
Okay, thank you very much, PJ, for that. It's good to know that men don't actually feel insecure because a lot have been having issues. Why do women want to be at the same, at the same level with men? Because as women, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But we have seen that given the chance, women can do what men can do. But say a woman can do what a man can do much better. And we've seen that, for example, you say your friend, your lady friend, the Subaru driver,
Yeah.
how she overtook the other guy, and he was asking, who is the guy driving?
Yeah.
Because naturally people know it's men who can drive so fast. Women are always so slow, sluggish on the road and all that. But women can do a lot of things. Women have the ability to do the unthinkable, not the good one, because if you put a woman in a leadership position, you'll be amazed
Yeah, true.
by what she can do. If you put a woman in any position, for example, in the world of today, by the way, thanks to this empowerment, we've seen most families are standing because of women. These women are paying school fees, these women are making sure their homes stand. These women are, PJ, don't misquote me,
Yeah,
but
I
they're like
get
the
you.
men, the heads of families today, because we've seen also how
Because men
have
have gone down,
neglected their families, and these women fill this position. And I want to say kudos to all the women out there making sure they hold it all together, because it's also not easy, and a lot of men also feel don't feel insecure, but this is for the good of the society. Like PJ already said, it's for the both gender to work together to ensure that we are a stable society, that things work out for all of us. Thank you for staying with us, and I will give a chance to our guests to put out their last word. What is that message the viewer to go away with, to go with today, especially those who have just joined the conversation? We'll start with a beautiful lady over there, Sophie. What are your last words to our viewer there?
Okay, my last word to the viewers. Don't think feminism is all about women hating men, but trust me, we are all fighting on both sides. On the side of the lady. Yeah. So whatever you do, trust me, tit for tat is a fair. Whatever you do to someone will also come back to you.
What
get
goes
it?
around comes around.
What goes around comes around. And action speaks louder than words. There are a lot of men who do more words and less of action. So in the world of today, we see the action more than the words. So whatever you say out there, being a feminist should show what you say. So just do more of words and people will appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. We do appreciate our PJ. What is that burning message you want to let out?
All right. I just want to say thanks to everyone who has been able to be part of this, because at the end of it all, this is teaching you something that you might have had different opinions about. So to me, the message I'm going to definitely leave you back with is, please learn to work together. Is to empower women to help men better. Feminism is to empower women to lead the society. Feminism is to empower women to commune with their husbands, with the society, with the men. And men should also understand that these women are trained for their own betterment, and again, the betterment of the family, and the betterment of you as a man. Because if you have an understanding woman, you can build together. So please work together. And never go for realists. People, I will say again, never go for realists who really want to bring confusion and conflicts. Feminism should never bring conflicts in our homes. Let it bring unity, love, peace, joy. Then we shall be in the Uganda that we want. And one day, Luganda says, Tuliyambale Ngule, we'll put on the crown once again.
Okay, thank you, PJ. Thank you so much for those beautiful words. There has taken it. Yeah, remember how I earlier on said by the end of this discussion, your views about feminism would have already been redefined, and I hope we have taken a new direction with that. Remember, feminism is not trying to overtake. It's not about women trying to take over men's role, or maybe overtaking men in whatever thing that they are doing, but we are advocating for economic and political empowerment of women, and we've seen how this has helped our society. Women have been given a platform to do tremendous things in our society, from teaching their children back here at home, contributing to our country, making decisions, doing a lot of things, our families, and examples were already given here, the president of Tanzania and more other countries, like they have been tested, approved, and stamped, like someone says. Is that so? Well, wherever you can, please do support women, and we want to thank the first feminists who took the initiative to see that they see that women have a platform. Maybe they also voice their issues. Thanks to them, I personally am sitting here talking to you, because this is the kind of platform that it has given me, and I would like to see more women take up the space to put out their best, their abilities into good use to transform the society. And men, please do educate the girl child. That is where it all starts from. And thank you, the government of Uganda, for having some we have gender policies in place. We have the affirmative action, like he already said, and especially a big appreciation to all men who have taken the initiative, like PJ here, to speak out, to advocate for the rights of women, and also you, the viewer out there, doing your part. So it's a collective effort. Feminism is not bad, but if misunderstood, very, very toxic ideology. Thank you for staying with us today. My name is Lillian Ayot, and this is The Real Talk. We do this every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. That is it for today's edition. Don't go away. We have another program coming after this. Please do enjoy your weekend. See you again next Saturday.